Isekai is a fantasy genre in which an Earthling is transported to, reincarnated in, or stuck in a parallel dimension or fantasy realm. And consider Reverse Isekai to be a fantasy genre where aliens from other worlds coming to Earth. Many Isekai stories are being given to us every other day as a result of the huge invasion of the Isekai genre in the anime and manga industries. As a result, many manga have the same old overpowered main character stranded in an unknown world premise, which makes them extremely uninteresting to read due to repetition and predictability. So, today I've compiled a list of 10 manga that will move you away from the predictability and repetition of the same genre. In a nutshell, here are 10 isekai manga that aren't your normal isekai. Number 10, Against the Gods. Against the Gods, also known as Nitian Xie Shen, is a Chinese manhwa adaptation from the same-named novel. Yun Che, the protagonist of this novel, is pursued by his adversaries to Cloud's End Ledge, where he is injured and stranded between his opponents and a cliff that not even god-tier overlords can survive plummeting down. To prevent his adversaries from obtaining the Sky Poison Pearl, he consumes it and jumps off the cliff, committing himself. After dying in his second life on the Azure Cloud continent, he transmigrated back to his original body from his first life, right after he was killed by the murdering heart powder, which was dispelled by the Sky Poison Pearl that had completely merged with his left hand as a result of the Mirror of Samsara's effects. It's really rare to come across a good manhwa, but this one most surely is. Sly and cunning protagonist who sincerely desires vengeance on those who have wronged him, solid plot and world building, few irritating characters other from the normal fodder canon bullies, and an overall enjoyable story. In addition, the art is good, reminding me of Tales of Demons and Gods in that regard. I see it following in the footsteps of Apotheus, which is already one of the market's top manhwa. Overall, this manhwa is a fantastic break from the usual isekai genre and provides a unique experience. Number 9, Kuma 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 Bear. Kuma 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 Bear is a pleasant humor, fantasy manga based on Kumanano's light novel series and drawn by 029. This story centers mostly around Yuna, a 15-year-old girl who is our primary character who plays the world's first Famo. Because she made billions of yen in the stock market, she isolates herself in her room and plays the game instead of going to school. However, one day, a huge upgrade occurs in the game, providing her with a unique non-transferable bear costume, which she is embarrassed to wear even in the game. Furthermore, when she takes a survey and restarts the game, she is transferred to an unfamiliar wilderness while wearing the bear suit. Her quest begins similarly, but the twist is that when wearing the bear costume, she is a cheat. However, when she removes it, she is simply a normal girl. This is a very entertaining manga to read. A main character being transferred to another planet and being overpowering may appear to be the same old formula, but the fact that the main character is a lovely girl who is truly overpowered transforms the notion. The characters are really well written, and the adventure component of the manga is also very interesting. So, this is a must-read for every isekai fan who wants something extra. Number 8, Tangyin Zai Yi Jia. Tangyin Zai Yi Jia is a Chinese manga or manhwa with a unique take on the overpowered main character isekai genre. Almost every other isekai manga nowadays is focused on a regular boy who is transported or reborn into another planet and has superpowers. However, this manhwa depicts the narrative of a guy named Tang Yin who follows the occupation of a murderer owing to his merciless strength and unexplained abilities. In other words, he is the real-world cheat code. However, due to a series of events, he is sent to another universe where he must fight for survival. This manga is mostly concerned with the adventures of Tang Yin, our main character, and his journey through this new universe. The art is pretty lovely and attractive, and the tale becomes more intriguing as we progress. You may notice a drop in the quality of the art as you progress through the chapters, and you may also become bored during the middle chapters due to a lack of story and character development, but the vicious fight scenes and latter chapters make up for it. So, be sure to check out this manhwa. Number 7, I Am the Final Boss. After accidentally discovering a private game server on the dark web, our main character Sven, who is a gamer looking for a new gaming experience, chooses to become an overpowered hero, who is loved by every girl, basically, trying to create another harem, during character creation in the game, but due to some circumstances, he becomes the game's level 1 final boss villain. This webtoon depicts the adventures of our main character, who is the game's ultimate boss and strives to level up by accomplishing various types of tasks in this gaming universe. This manga's art is incredibly good, and the characters' adventures are also fairly fun, although it currently only has 5 chapters. So, if you're looking for a lengthier manga to read and enjoy, this might not be the one for you. However, if you want to read a typical isekai novel with a twist, this can be the manga for you. Number 6, Saihate no Paladin. Saya 8 no Paladin is a Japanese manga drawn by Okuhashi Mutsumi and written by Yanagino Kanata, based on the novel of the same name. The plot centers around our main character, William, who has a hazy memory of his previous life in Japan, when he was a failure in every element of his life. So, in his new existence as a lone human in the city of the dead, nurtured by a gang of zombies, he embarks on an expedition to discover the actual circumstances that brought him to this city and the people who live there, as well as to discover the true meaning of life. This manga radically shifts our perspective toward an isekai-type manga, though the isekai aspect has no role in the story. From the writing, mood, tension, and mystery to the world construction, every component of this manga is expertly constructed and provides a unique experience while reading the tale. The characters may be undeveloped and get uninteresting as the tale develops, but the storytelling and art carry that shortcoming of this manga, making it incredibly enjoyable. I definitely suggest this manga to anyone who is tired of the same old isekai and wants to try something new in the same isekai genre. Number 5, The Man Picked Up by Gods. The Man Picked Up by Gods, also known as By the Grace of the Gods, is a manga series based on the light novel of the same name, written by Roy and illustrated by Rairanra. The narrative begins with our main character, Ryuma Takebayashi, breathing his last breaths in his sleep after a tragic existence. Feeling sorrow for his meaningless existence, the three deities provide him the opportunity to live and enjoy his life as a kid, in a magical world with great physical power and the ability to master all elements, with the promise of caring after him for the rest of his life. After being reborn in a forest, he masters and learns many types of slimes before leaping to the outer world for an adventure after 3 years. This manga follows the adventures of a young kid who had a bad experience in his previous life. This is a really comfortable and easygoing manga that everyone may enjoy without being bored. The art, story, and character development are all excellent and enjoyable to experience. However, because this is not an action manga, it may not be the best choice for people looking for heavy action isekai. However, if you want to unwind and enjoy a scary narrative, this manga is ideal for you. Number 4, The Saga of Tanya the Evil. Tanya the Evil's Tale, also known as Yojo Chenki, depicts a distinct form of isekai fiction in which our main character resists the ultimate entity. A little girl is fighting on the front lines of the battle. She commands the troops with a lisping voice and blonde hair, blue eyes, and porcelain white skin. Tanya Digarichaf is our main character's name. In truth, she is one of Japan's most affluent salarymen, reincarnated as a child after angering a mysterious creature X who calls himself God. And this tiny girl, who prioritizes efficiency and her own career above all else, will become the most deadly creature among the Imperial Army's sorcerers. The manga basically follows a tiny little girl who is a war mastermind and her experiences, with her efficiency taking precedence above anything else. Nothing lets you down when reading this manga: the story, the characters, and the art. The manga is excellent, magnificent, and certainly the product of gifted artists. This masterwork is rounded out with an amazing plot, mind-bogglingly beautiful art, and a cast of delightful and fascinating characters. I may come out as arrogant now, but this series deserves nothing but praise. This is a must-read. Number 3, Yakuza Reincarnation. Yakuza Reincarnation is another Japanese manga that follows the same premise as the previous one in that the main character is reincarnated as a female, but this manga approaches it differently. Our primary character in this novel is Nagamasa Ryumatsu, an old-school Yakuza who loses his life due to a series of events. However, when he awakens to a peculiar type of environment he had never seen before, he discovers that he is magically transformed into a gorgeous girl. When you see the title, you may think, oh boy, another isekai, but this time it's a Yakuza, and although you'd be correct, there's a lot more to the story than the gimmick. A fierce brawler in his late 60s arrives in the body of a young princess, surrounded by people who allegedly know her. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? And while it is really simple, the characters and artwork make it far more pleasant. The rich side characters, Hiroki Miyashida's superb artwork, and Takeshi Natsuhara's mind-blowing storytelling all contribute to this being a genuine masterpiece that everyone should appreciate. Number 2, Drifters. Drifters, one of my favorite mangas on this list, is an overlooked and little discussed manga that deserves more attention. The narrative opens with our main character, warrior Toyohisa Shimazu, in the midst of a deadly struggle against the famed Tokugawa clan to secure the Shimazu clan soldiers' successful departure. After his whole battalion is slaughtered, Toyohisa manages to single-handedly compel the enemy to withdraw, at the risk of gravely wounding himself. He walks out of the battlefield depressed, only to find himself in a white corridor, where he is promptly slammed into a door. He awakens in another dimension, where he meets drifters, other renowned warriors who perished and ended themselves in the same realm. Together, They use their prior lives' knowledge and experience to take over an empire and battle against an unknown evil power bent on annihilating humanity. This manga is both entertaining and interesting, since many real-life leaders and war heroes from many eras emerge to confront this mysterious power. You never know when your favorite military hero will come. This feature of the tale adds to the enjoyment of this masterwork. Kota Hirano's art and storyline are the finest because they present our readers with a unique experience that no other isekai has able to create. This is a must-read and I recommend it to everyone who love manga in general. And finally 1. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. One of the earliest and most prominent isekai manga story, Mushoku Tensei, is adaptation from its novel of the same name. A 34-year-old NEET, which is our main character who loses his life saving a stranger in a traffic accident, wakes up to finding himself reborn as the baby Rudeus Greyrat in a new world filled with magic. The child of the adventurers Paul and Zenith Greyrat, his innate talent for magic is immediately recognized when he turns 2, and the magic tutor Roxy Migardia is brought to his home to refine him into a mage. With a tremendous amount of magical power and a wealth of knowledge from his original world, Rudeus seeks to fulfill his only desires from his previous life, to not repeat the mistakes of his past and die with no regrets. The narrative is exactly what an isekai should be. The characters are all fantastic, everyone is well thought out and avoids cliché themes. The art is excellent, if not outstanding, but it is extremely beautiful and very clean. It depicts our main character's life from birth through adulthood, essentially a biography that keeps its domains to itself. Overall, with great art, mind-blowing world creation, and amazing characters to follow, this tale is a must-read, and anybody who like isekai should try this manga at least once. So, there you have it. 10 isekai mangas that aren't your average isekai. I couldn't possibly include every isekai with an unusual narrative, so here are a few more for you to consider. Isekai Yakyoku. MC as a doctor, opens a pharmacy. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. MC focuses on cooking rather than actually fighting. Isekai Howday, rebuttal barrister. MC as a lawyer, keeps doing that. If you're looking for unique stories, these manga manhwa are definitely worth a look. So I simply wanted to throw that in there. That's an added bonus. That's all there is to it. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.